obviously grateful you guys are here. Really excited that we were able to have a good burst defensively today. Excited to see that. But before we begin talking about the game, I just want to say thank you to Prairie View and to Sandy for coming to Seattle and for just really being incredible to work with. They had to make some changes for us to be able to go to our tournament, and I thought it was just really kind of them to do that. And I thought they're a great team. We've had a chance to play against each other for years at Rice, and just really respect and appreciate them so much. So, but excited that we had a good turn defensively that we wanted to have. We've been working hard on that end of the floor, and these two guys did an incredible job, block shots today. I think they set a record in that as a team, and that was kind of our key today, was to be better defending the paint, and I'm really proud of the growth we had there.
And to like that there, obviously you've been around a great shot blocker with like Nancy, but to like the game that these two played, 8 and 6, have you ever quite seen anything quite like that?
Well, I don't remember a game like that. I mean, it was neat to see their dominance from a defensive standpoint, and I was saying in the locker room, not just their own players, but the way that they were able to help their teammates out too, and so. Just it was the emphasis of the game was chest of the ball and over you, through you, and they took that to new heights. And so really proud of the way that they competed today.
If you guys could maybe talk about the things that you saw out there, what was it like? Was there competition? Did you know that, hey, I got 4, you got 5? What is it like out there like that?
I'm assuming your question is like defensive.
With the box.
Oh,
Yes,
with the box.
with the box.
I mean, I think it was just like next play, like just giving, like we talk all the time about like giving the moment what the moment needs, and I feel like our next play speed is growing, and yeah, I think it's just really helpful to have another dominant presence in there with me compared to like the past. I think last year I didn't really have that as much as far as like height, but so I'm really grateful that we have the girls that we have just to be there to help me out inside.
Have you ever had a game like that, Tayra?
Defensively?
Yeah.
I've had something close, but nothing like today. Like today was really good, and I'm glad that, like she said, I have teammates that are doing it as well.
And it felt like what? When you're just swatting everything?
Honestly, I didn't even know. It was like a team effort. Like, I didn't want to let my team down, so I was trying to make sure to get a stop, and it came up to be a block, but I honestly was not keeping count or anything like that. No.
At one point in the game, Washington held a 23-2 run in just over 9 minutes of play. What adjustments were made to kind of help bring the team together after kind of a shaky first half, facing turnover challenges for the second day in a row on short rest to really bring things together and just burst open and run away?
Yeah, I think that coming off of our away game, we did not play our best, and I think that you could see that we had a little bit of doubt as a team, and as we had, some big moments and big plays defensively, I think that just brought back our confidence, and we started to look more like ourselves defensively, and honestly just smiling and having some fun out there together. It's a great game to play, and so it was nice to see us just to return to the intensity and the joy that we play with.
And then from a team standpoint, how did communication maybe improve over the course of the second half? There were some errant passes that kind of created this turnover issue in the first half. So how did y'all kind of work cohesively together to improve that?
Yeah, I think our gaps were just so much better, like night and day from like our last game, and I think that's also an emphasis for us, just not leaving each other on an island and just talking to each other like, hey, say, like, I got you, you're good, like, guard the ball. And I felt like just speaking life and confidence into our guards, it just makes everything so much easier because they know that they can guard, and we know that they can, so.
Coach, I know yesterday you talked about how important it was to kind of get those few days of practice in before these back-to-backs. How happy were you with just how prepared your team was? Kind of know, again, you play back-to-back. There's not a lot of time to look at things last night to today. How happy were you with just how prepared your group was for these back-to-back efforts?
Yeah, I thought our ability to just pivot when we had to make a few changes, like we changed even our warm-up today. And we did that because we felt like this is a team that's going to give great effort, and we want to make sure we're as fresh as possible. And how we sent the scout, we sent some of the scout, we did some of the scout in person, and I feel like the team really owned those changes and made them work. Whatever decisions we make, we want to make them work. And I thought that they did a great job of that. Even from the warm-up today, Lay was pretty sick today, and I thought she did a great job. She came out a little bit later and then warmed up a little later, and that adjustment, didn't deter her or anyone else at all. This team just goes together really well, and I just want to, again, really kind of shout her out for that. It's hard when you're not feeling well to show up and play, especially play the way she did. So I just think we're very, ready to pivot and get better, and whatever we do, we're attacking with a good growth mindset.
And then I'll stay with Dalayah here. Obviously, the double-double today, the blocks, but, through the games this year that you guys have played, she's been a real stat stuffer. What can you say to the effect of her being able to do that while, as you mentioned, she's still kind of working on adding to her game, different position, while learning different positions?
Absolutely. I mean, if you think about just the last game, I believe she had 6 assists, and you can see things that, that she's really worked on, some different, some different skill sets. And so I just think she's an incredibly humble young lady. I mean, here's a senior that has aspirations of her own that she's working toward, and she's doing a great job of working toward that. At the same time, she's pushing forward and do anything that the team needs. And so there was moments that we played her inside last game. Today she played predominantly on the perimeter again. And so whatever, her team needs, she does. And she's incredibly gifted and talented. So I think that shows you her heart. And it's growing our team fast. And so very grateful for that.
Thanks, Coach.
I don't know if the question was already asked, though. If it was asked, you can ignore me. Just you had those sort of long stretches where a team struggled to score in the second and the third quarter. What do you feel like was maybe the issue during those quarters? For any of you, was it more just the team itself or the defense the opposition was playing?
I think we always want to give credit to Prairie View, so I want to start with that. I think their defense is really great. It's one of the things that makes them really special. I don't want to interrupt you, but I want to make sure we give credit to them. So you can be up next.
I wish you had that. Wait, what quarters were you talking about?
Like the second and third, those sort of like 5-minute stretches where the team didn't score. I believe that was it, right? Second and third.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. I don't
You
know.
want me to go?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interrupted your flow of thought.
It's okay.
But I do think that, again, when you're playing an aggressive defensive team that takes a lot of pride on that end of the floor, you have to value the basketball. We had some inerrant turnovers, I think, some really unusual ones at times. But mostly we needed our defense to give us a little bit of rhythm so we could run transition. And I think once we had a few transition buckets, I think then we felt more in flow to run our stuff a little bit more smoothly. But I think we needed that in to start it for us.
So then how do you sort of balance, it felt like at times maybe there was some overpassing, right? It's how do you find the balance between the overpassing and taking too quick of a shot? It didn't feel like there were a ton of quick shots this game, but maybe some possessions where you went really late in the clock and were struggling in the half court.
I agree, yeah. I think, when we were a team that in the first half, we had 10 turnovers, and I think it was one of the things we wanted to be sure not to continue, and I do think that makes you, miss some opportunities. You get a little tentative, and then we slow our offense down, and you can't tell if a shot is contested or not because it starts moving a little slow. So, I think we missed a few things, but I think we were trying to be careful with the basketball, and it slowed us down a little too much. And then we picked our tempo back up again, probably because we were defending and running. But when we picked our tempo back up, I thought we were able to move the ball and make quicker decisions, which was what we want to do.
You guys have a stretch that's about to come up where you could play 3 ranked teams. Just your thoughts on facing maybe LSU, facing LSU definitely on Monday, but maybe facing North Carolina State after that, and then UCLA after that.
Yeah, this is a stretch of great teams, and Southern included in that. And I think these teams are, teams that will compete for championships in their own conferences and potentially nationally as well. And, you want an opportunity to go and play the best. It's just going to be a great opportunity for us to learn. It'll be a great measuring stick for us of where we are, not just, win and loss, but it's like, where's our defense? Where's our offense? Where's our communication?
Yeah.
How's our prep? Do we understand the scout? Are we playing scout specifically? And so those are the things that we want to be able to evaluate. LSU is a tremendous team, and they've had a ton of success, and a lot of respect for Kim and all the success that she has had. And so, we also are a good team, and we're excited to continue to grow as a team. I think that this group is hungry to get better, and so it'll be a great opportunity for us to go and just see, kind of where we are, and it will just tell us how to be better in the next game.
Yeah, I mean, early thoughts on facing Anish, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a fun matchup down low. What do you think about that?
I mean, I haven't really thought too much like far ahead than the teams that we're playing. Again, like just trying to stay in the moment. Like, I think we're just gonna. I know the coaches are gonna put together a really good scout, and we're just gonna try to stop what they're good at the end of the day, and they're gonna try to do the same. I think it'll be a really good game, like a really good matchup. I think we play good styles of basketball, so I think it'll be just a really fun basketball game. So I'm excited.
And then, like, on the topic of players improving and improving as a unit throughout the year, Sabia Sellers is someone who's really started to continue to take these strides throughout the year. Double-digit points in 5 of 7 games so far. What have you all noticed, either like on the practice court or in games, that has kind of helped make her this spark plug for these rallies and just continuing to take those strides as a young player that's been in a starting role this year after coming off the bench last year?
I think, it's much like we'll say about a lot of these young ladies is, I think she was just always trying to do the right thing, and sometimes we forget ourselves in that, and I think she's recognizing her own gifts and playing well in those gifts, whether it be the way she's defending and causing havoc, or on the offensive end, that she's the first option, and then obviously if that option's taken away, then we'll be the person who's looking for the assist. But she's a great first option, and that's what you want. A scoring point guard is really dangerous, and she's lethal from all 3 levels. And so I'm just excited to see her continue to grow into that confidence and continue to take the leadership role for us with the ball in her hand.
Yeah, I agree.
Anything else for coaches or players?
I'll have more. Just for you, Tayra, just wondering how the transition has been for you, obviously being a grad transfer and coming into a program where most of the players have been together for a significant amount of time. Just how do you feel you've been adjusting, and maybe what has helped you to adjust a little faster, maybe?
I mean, adjusting has been easy just because I feel like I've been welcomed. Like, it feels like a family, and it felt like that since the first moment, like even on my visit. And I just feel like my teammates and the staff do a great job with me, Brenna, and Devin, the new girls, just welcoming us and making us feel comfortable.
Hey, and then just how special is it to do something like they played basketball here since 1978, to do something that has never been done here before, just with the blocks record today?
I mean, that feels amazing. It was great to hear it, and I'm just glad I'm doing it here with the people around me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.